Hello, Chew. Just Iori here, bringing you a deck breakdown of the second place deck, Link Joker, Glendios.
That you took to UK Regional Qualifiers.
And came second.
Yep. Second.
Emphasize
Gotta rub
on
it in. Did you mention it was second?
Grade Zeros, it's 6 and 6 crit and draw, because I feel you do need the draw to basically search out all those grade 3s, even though you kind of do at the start want them to have clog in your hand, because you kind of need searches of, and in damage, you always want to draw treatment damage. Crits is because, I tried stands, that just doesn't work. You have a full field of stands, but crits, they can get you out of a jam. When it comes down to it, if you need crit for game, you need to get a crit, not just a stand's not going to help. Starter, which I feel in the Glendios deck you have to use, is Worldline Dragon.
It's a bit obvious.
Yeah, but some people might think which one's.
I would have considered it and run less grade 3s, but yeah.
And then I take the one Dusttail Unicorn, because if it all unlocks, or I don't get the break grade off, which is later on, or I can lock 2 units basically.
And the front row.
And the front row, because I lock anywhere I want, providing something's already locked.
Yeah.
Which it does help. It's a nice little tech, and it's also another 10k shield. And for grade 1s, I run 4 of the Counterblast 1, add the reverse from drop zone to hand with different number of reverse and field, 4 arm flippers, 2 perfect guards, 2 redirectors, because theoretically my deck goes for triangle lock, so it's 15 each turn. You don't really need the 4 perfect guards, and the redirector is always, you don't really need max out on each, because the setup I go for, they should just literally be 15 for 2, 15 for 2. But if you need to, they are there. That's it.
So you've still got the perfect if you need to for a big number, but at the same time you can't use it as a 5, so you've got the redirector that can be used as a 5 or a pseudo perfect guard, because the discard is discardings on the field. And
you need to get Ruin Magician and the other one, the arm flipper. You just need them. I can't say his name, but you need them. They are the crucial parts of the deck. You need to get reverses in your hand then drop zone, because you need to be able to make a lock, and you need to unflip, because surprisingly enough you do seem to start using your counterblast every turn quite quickly. So I just find they're crucial. I don't see, in my eyes, it's just a ratio of these which you would change. I can't see using anything else. Maybe a ditch and draw thing if you want, but I don't see it necessary, probably because of the 6 draws. And for grade 2s, it's 4 Magnet Hollow, which is the on hit of hit a Vanguard, Counterblast 1, search reverse unit from your deck, and 3 Economy Maker, because you basically just want to ride Magnet Hollow, and Economy Maker's for, I don't have any of the grade 1s I need, I'll search it out. Or if you really need to, I'll search out the grade 0 tech.
Yay!
The other options are, you could potentially say 12k Swinger, but again, doesn't really work with anything. And then there's Cold Death Dragon, the whole Counterblast one. If something's locked, that your opponent chooses a space on their field, top card lock.
In that place.
In that space. I found that was, because it's 8k, it's not really going to hit anything on its own, so it's more, I'm going to World's End you, but you can't really aim for World's End because you have no damage adders, which are viable, and it just doesn't work really. I find it so slow, so dependent, and if you haven't triangle locked them, then just lock a booster. You can't guarantee it's locking an attacker.
This is true, but you mentioned damage adders there, and it wouldn't work, Iori. It's the beginning of your main phase, it activates.
Yeah.
Yeah, well there you go. Damage adders. It's just not doing anything.
Your opponent has a beat to 5, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, no, because you just go crit for game every time. Crit for game.
Then if you run it and you try and go forwards, then you're sort of putting yourself in that, I'm gonna say crit for game, even though I don't need it to be.
And the Torko Swing, as you mentioned.
Torko Swing is literally for, in my eyes, I was working with a stand build, but that doesn't work because you need a full field. So 12k Swing is for rushing down, but you can't really rush it because in a mirror match, if you drop, they will just get the advantage. You have to drop seconds, so that's why you don't really run anything where you swarm the field, because you can't guarantee they won't just go lock, ha ha ha, you are now pointless.
It would have made sense though, it's 4k, but it's for reverses, isn't it? It's not
yeah, well,
doesn't even matter.
And for grade 3s, I run 3 Glendios, because that's like your focus. You have to get it before you can clog your hands with it. 2 Break Ride, because my build is triangle lock and beat him down. So Break Ride just locks 2 front and back all straight away. And then 8 Reverse. All have to be different due to the grade 1s. Add to your hand with different name reverse. And I think that Flipper does it as well.
Yep.
But I run 2 of the Link Joker reverse, just because if I need a ride, it's there.
It's that extra one.
And I can search the Link Joker reverse grade 3. Basically, with World Lines Dragon, I can search a grade 3 if I'm grade locked. This gives me 7 options to get a grade 3 out of grade lock. And they're helpful. So you have to run it, like, at the end of the day, you kind of pretty much have to run 3 Glendios. 4's too many, 2 you can't guarantee you can get it. 1 is, what's the point of running Glendios? The Break Ride is all up to you. I chose 2 because I sort of saw it as, ideally I would ride Break first, but if not, oh well, it's more perfect guard
There
for
seems
it.
to be a theme in a lot of decks these days.
Yeah.
Do Break Ride, okay.
And then the reverse, I ran 8 because I thought if you run more, you just end up being like, oh, I have lots of grade 3s, but I have no guard. And any less, it's like I don't find any of these reverse units. I found this sort of number it just worked, really. As for like the combos, how the deck plays, sort of part of the thing.
Which I think is very important, because it took us a while.
Yeah. Basically, Bowline Dragon, I ideally try and get 2 searches off, like, so 2 searches with reverses at the start, before grade 3 ride. And it does actually, I found it very crucial in the fact that if you have to ride something, I don't mind riding a perfect guard, I don't mind riding the redirector, but out of the 2 other grade 1s to ride, I always thought ride the unflipper, because you're more likely going to need to bounce the reverse unit back to your hand from drop zone. So I found if I had an option, so I was grade locked, these 2 both came up, ride the unflipper over the Ruin Magician, because you're going to need Ruin Magician before you need the unflipper. And then come grade 2s. Oh yeah, also don't drop anything else. Grade 2s, it's literally you kind of have to ride Magnet Hollow and a hit to give yourself a huge advantage. Whereas Colony Maker is it's a backup to grade 2. You have to ride it, but you ideally go for Magnet Hollow.
Don't forget Iori. Drop a draw trigger.
And yeah, it kind of needs a boost.
But
so
you need your 7s. Don't you?
yeah, so you kind of need draw trigger. You can't drop any of the other grade 1s because they're too crucial for, you need reverse units. So it's basically just dropping. It's like a vanilla 7k.
So at this point, you're 2 reverse in there, and that's your setup.
Yeah.
And you've hopefully searched out the reverse.
And if it hits, it searches. If not, it's not too big of a worry. It's just it does help a lot. Then grade 3, again, you can ride either Glendios or ideally Break Ride.
There's only one thing I want to ask. Is it important to get 3 in there? Would you use the last?
I would only use the 3rd search if say all I get is the 3 different reverse units in my opening hand and I don't have anything to ride grade 3, then I would use 3 searches. Otherwise, you aim for what you're missing in grade lock wise, and then you just aim for utility. So
keep that one. So that's ready for later.
So because you basically want to ideally have, well, my setup was ideally ride Break Ride. Again, don't drop anything else. Sometimes I would, but don't drop anything else. Wait, come limit break. You're like, okay, you've now basically given me the chance to go lock ride, Break Ride, lock front row, lock booster, 1, lock your thing, and then that's why I was saying about the whole Ruin Magician being crucial, because even if you got this set up, you still just go Counterblast 1, add 1 back to hand, Counterblast 1, Omega Lock. So even this setup, you're like, you now only have a Vanguard hitting me. And I've still got set up in case I need to switch at the redirector. And 7 and 11.
+4.
plus the 4 because of Glendios is what you need for the ideal setup of, look, it's over 21. Because you have to get over 21. Because it's basically 15 on its own, you need a 6 or 7 behind it.
Not 20 like that.
Not 20 like that. But 5k behind the Vanguard is fine until... But you just remember, you can replace. The amount of times you can just go, oh, I need something else, right? I'll replace this with this, and then replace that with that. And then it's fine, because you don't care. You're basically trying to keep the Omega Lock up, beating down with it, is what I found.
So damage your hands going...
Yeah, so you basically just keep manipulating your thing. And it is the whole, ideally, next turn or something, you'll drop another one, so you have 2 to search or 2 to unflip. You can even, if you have 2 in hand, drop one, just drop both. Only 1 locks, but then you add 2 back to hand or unflip 2.
Yeah.
And then you've just got, as long as you have that sort of field,
at least 6s and 7s behind the rear guards.
Yeah, you're just beating them down. And if they are on 13, then, okay, you drop that there. You just drop one there. That's all it is. These don't matter against cross-ride. These can be either side, as long as they're 6 or 7.
Because you'll never hit past
even
23.
On cross-ride, you can put 5. Because it's not hitting past 23, so the draw trigger there is fine. And then the 7k behind Vanguard. But early game, it's literally your field is just barren with a Vanguard and a booster. Because you can't drop, especially in the mirror match.
Especially in the mirror match, no.
Especially in the mirror match, you just can't drop. You basically have to wait till there's something to actually lock and do, and then you push.
And the idea is that if you did drop, they could just go for your rear guard.
Yeah.
At which point you're not getting damage, you're not hitting limit break, you can't do anything.
But the thing you'll realise is, if you only have that as a field, and they swing at your reverse, well, if you don't have any in hand, you need that there, so you have to treat it like a Vanguard, because you just can't really afford to let it die. So they go Vanguard to rear guard, you kind of need it, because you need to be able to unflip. If say all 4, you have 1 in hand, well, you need to be able to unflip, so you need it alive, you need to find your unflipper, you have to sort of bank on getting the unflipper to try and Omega Lock them still, but you also need it alive because it hits a big number. If you have to drop a Colony Maker or a Moby or the Hollow End dude, basically any grade 2, you're not hitting the numbers.
The other 2 things to mention, as far as I'm aware, is where would you drop Colony Maker if you had it? And Starter, I guess.
Starter is basically just a whole... If they're unlocked, or if I don't break ride first, it gives me the lock both your front row. I call it lock. Because as soon as I drop the reverse, he's live. As long as something's locked, he's active. I do what I want with him.
So if we go... Oh yeah, mate.
Okay. So you go...
So say you have a break ride.
They didn't break ride, they give me 4, okay, cool, lock something. Cool, counterblast, into soul, lock something. And if they've got 1 search, bounce up, counterblast again. Omega
Then counterblast again to Omega.
Yeah.
Failing, that's not in your hand.
Failing, that's not in your hand, and you need to lock. That's why Colony Maker comes into it, because then she can do the whole counterblast, search out what you need at the time.
Yep, whether it be that one, the unflipper, which you wouldn't really use in this situation because you only get 1. You only want to unflip when you at least unflipping 2. So, or if you want to,
or if you need to try and lock that. But every time I use Colony Maker at Nats, it was pretty much replace, counterblast to basically replace itself with that, because it just says anywhere on rear guard. So you replace, and you don't care. It's literally just a utility card.
What? Just the annoyance of that.
So it's just a utility card. If you've got an open space, you use it, and it's just utility. It calls out what you want, where you want as well. So say I have nothing here. Well, hand blast. Because if you have the field, but you need a reverse back to hand or on flip stuff, it does it for you. I was sort of against it at first, but it's crucial. And it helps you out in a jam when you need it.
So there's no way to actually say, what we normally go to is, well, if it doesn't go my way, it's in that, because if it doesn't go your way, you can't win.
Well, yeah, for me, if it doesn't go my way, it's I haven't...
Ride. Oh.
You haven't done break ride. If you have to ride a reverse unit, and you have nothing else in the field, well, you kind of still swing, because you're just getting drive checks.
Well, no, because if it came to that, you wouldn't ride the reverse unit. Surely you would just discard it and hope.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You discard and hope.
You have to. If you've got the Lord ability, you can't do anything.
No, because there won't be any other rear guards.
Any other rear guards? No, nothing. Yes.
But it's like the whole, you have to discard and hope to search something. But for me, the worst comes to worst is if you have to ride Cradle. Because it still helps. It's like, it is your backup of the backup. Because I ideally go Break Ride Glendios. If I don't have to, then it's Glendios. And if worst comes to worst, it's Cradle. At least it's still a Link Joker. That's why I run 2 of them. Because it's still Link Joker. And you need
You technically still run 8 Link Joker Vanguard, so it's a normal ratio.
Right.
Then pretty much all you're doing is locking a rear guard of theirs every turn. And then beat them down with normal numbers rather than silly numbers.
Yeah, but it's, you don't want it, and in the searches you should find what you need, basically. That's what it comes down to. Your backup is Cradle, and it is literally just the worst backup you can get, because you're not doing much. That's it. And that's been my deck breakdown of Omega Glendios, which came second in UK. Yeah.
Selling out.
Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we'll get some games of this up soon. See you later, guys.